Well, it's amazing, isn't it? As I mentioned previously, I wanted to get some quarter plate that I was going to go down to my local engineering shop. But looking around my shop, I found this piece of metal. Now, it's probably about 3/16, not quarter of an inch. It's got a right angle in it, which is rather helpful, actually, I think. I'll find out. This plate actually is from an IBM disk drive back in the 70s, I would say. And it's been with me. You know, when they say, you know, don't throw shit away. Well, I didn't throw this away. Back from the 70s, can you believe it? I just always thought, oh, that looks handy. I'm sure I can make use of that. It was for the disk drive so that when the drawers open on the disk drive unit didn't topple over. So I've had this a long time, and it is now going to serve its purpose. Now, I don't know if what I'm going to attempt is going to work, so it doesn't matter. I've got this whole plate to play with. And I figured that I'm going to put the holes in around here somewhere to watch that hole there. And once I've done that, I'll be... So, hang on a second. Always something in the way, isn't there? Oh, well, anyway. The holes that I need, that one, and that one. Those I will place the plate on here, mark the holes, and drill them. Now, I'm not saying that's the position they're going to go in. They may go there, they may go there. I think they're probably going to be there. That's my thought. Like a couple of inches back. We will see, and then I will have to cut this plate off over here somewhere, and if it doesn't work, then I've still got this piece to play with. I may have to trim it down here so that it avoids the exhaust. We will see. Time to get chopping. Okay, this is the first guess with some measuring. This will be the plate, this will be the 3 holes, and the plate will be cut off here, just before that extra piece there. Now, I'm sure I'm going to have to trim here to stop it hitting the exhaust. This will also act as a bit of a shield. What I may do is then weld another piece in here. Yeah, I could try, you know, cutting this and bending that in, but that's just going to be too much faffing around, especially as this is probably not going to be the easiest stuff to bend, and also the only real bendy thing I have is my vise, and you know, it's not going to be strong enough. So it'll be a case of cut and weld. That's easier. Then I have to decide where the brackets will go, but that I can't decide until I get this in and get it bolted to the side of the engine, and then see if I can actually do what I'm attempting to do. The most I'm going to do is lose time if I'm not right, and a little bit of metal. Wish me luck. Alright, slowly but surely getting to where I need to be with this alternator. Just made this spacer up here. I probably don't really need it, but I figured it would be nice to cover up the stud. I'm using a stud. I could not find a bolt that long. Not worried about it. There's not much strain on this, and as I'm going to be encasing it, it's going to be extra strength. I have zinc plated it so that it won't rust. The front part of the bracket will be in here. No, obviously not that thick. I needed this to space it correctly so that the pulley would line up. I needed 7/64. This is 9/64. I'll see. I think that'll be okay. At this end, I still need to put a spacer on here to go to the bracket at the end. So let me get on and do that. Oh, and up here, obviously the for the adjustment bracket. Do I need that? Probably not, but I'm going to put it in because it's very handy for adjusting the belt tension, even though there is an automatic tensioner. What was a bugger is that this is bloody metric. So, I don't know, maybe the guy that had it before me tapped it out metric, or maybe just because this is a modern alternator. And as you saw, I got this pulley. I think that was from I want to say it was from a Corvette or something like that. But that's on there, ready. So let me get it in the car. That won't be for maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. And then you'll see it once I've got this spacer here and I fit it in the car. And once I've fitted it, I may well leave it there, I'm not sure. It's probably going to be in the way because of the compressor, and in fact let me move this. This is going to be the bracket. I got to cut this up here and drill these holes and see how it works out. But I will be measuring it before I actually drill these holes, because maybe I need to shorten it. I don't know yet. Why is there a big black mark there, or a filled in one? Because there is a hole in the plate there and I didn't want to hit it. And then I have to decide how, hang on a second, the compressor's going to mount. And it's going to be up high, and I think, if I can do it, we'll do 4 mountings. There and there, there and there, and the same. Oops, hang on. Yeah, but it'll be down there somehow. I don't know yet. I got to work on this. You see now, hang on. I got too much shit going on. The compressor may well be that far forward on this particular plate. Well, in fact, it will be. So then I'll have a plate coming down here and a plate coming down here. Actually, maybe I'll do one here. Actually, no. I think I'll probably do one here and one here. F and B. I wonder why it's got F and B on it. Anybody know? And that says A. A fab. It's fab. Oh, it must be a 60s compressor. Yeah, and that says D on it. All right. As you can tell, I'm working on this. It's a work in progress, and I've got S and D on this. S, I'm assuming, is suction. D, I don't know why it's got a D, but obviously it's the opposite of suction. Duction? I don't know. All right, enough of that shit. Stop fucking around. Get on and get the alternator in. Well, that's going to be the position. What else are we going to do to this? Well, we're definitely going to trim that bolt off on the top. I'm using a stud, which I know I said I wouldn't do, but trying to find a bolt that long was just a nightmare. Yeah, we're slowly getting there. Now, I've got to make the plate up for the compressor, and my initial thoughts and measurements say I can get it in there. It will be darn close to the exhaust manifold, so I really will have to make sure I get a good heat shield on that. But it will fit in this area if I can make up the bracket that'll come off of those 3 holes down there. I may also add an additional bracket. I don't know where yet. Maybe from this bolt here. I don't know. I'm going to have to see. I may do it purely to give it some extra strength. You know, or I may come off of this nut here. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. The alternator bracket there, as you can see, is just at a slight angle. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother trying to do anything about that. It's so minimal. Yeah, I could put a set in there, but why? The alignment is pretty good because this is a second-hand alternator. and that sorry, that rear hole was fucked up. I've got a slight angle here. If that turns out to be a problem, then I will have to do something about it. I'm gonna have to see. Oh, that's a little wobbly. What's that rubbing up against? Oh, it's that fin there, look at it. Alright, we'll straighten that one out. Yeah, that's not the nicest of things. That must have got damaged in transit. You had a pair of pliers on that and straighten that out. Soon fix that. Well, anyway, let me take you over to the bracket I now have. This is it here. And I'm going to have this much hanging over the front. But of course, as the alternator is here, I will probably have to trim this off. Again, I need obviously to make sure I have enough here for welding a bracket on. My intention is to probably cut it around here at the moment, and then trim this as needed to avoid the exhaust manifold. I think this comes right up to the exhaust manifold, so I'm going to have to probably trim it up here. But it's nice to have this piece of strength, and then maybe I'll just put this at an angle and weld on brackets here and at the top. Although getting bolts in the top one could be somewhat tricky, so I may have to bring that down a bit. And then maybe I'll put a stud through there like I've done on the alternator. But if I do that, sorry, as I'm looking at it, I have to avoid this lump there. So that means I have to bring it down a fraction. And as long as there's room and doesn't hit the alternator here, then I'm not worried. It's going to be some trial and error, that's for sure. And I've got the choice of 2 pulley lines here, so I can either choose this one or this one. Obviously I prefer that one because then I can move the compressor further back. But we will have to see. We will have to see how it goes. Alright, let's get on and start cutting. Well, while I'm sure a lot of you may not be interested in this bracket making, I hope some of you will, so I'm going to include it. This is the steel plate now. I've cut it there, obviously. I've now got to cut this section out to avoid the exhaust manifold. Believe me, this is nowhere near the final. I will be reshaping it probably at an angle just to make it look presentable. My biggest concern, I must admit, is welding on the brackets that mount the compressor. I've got to make sure I get them on straight. Not sure how I'm going to achieve that yet, but I will. Good God knows how, but there you go. Alright, so next is to cut this piece out. Well, first and foremost, I have to get the back plate exactly how I need it, and that's just a straight square plate. I was hoping to try and keep some of this on, but it would appear not. This I need to cut off to avoid the cylinder head, otherwise the plate's going to be out askew with angle, and this piece needs to come off to avoid the belt tensioner there, the bracket from the timing cover to the alternator. And then once I've got this plate exactly as I need it, then I can figure out how to make the mountings for the compressor. Whoa, what fun! Okay, this is where the compressor is going to have to reside. It's very close there, but once it's on the brackets it will come away approximately ½ an inch, and I will make up a heat shield. Looking at the 2 lines there that connect it, give me a second. Well, my plan now that I've got that piece on the side, is to use these pieces to make up the brackets required. And I will need to put supports in on these, but we will see how that goes. I mean, obviously if I could use that, that would be terrific, but you can give me somewhere to weld. I got to figure out what I need. It's going to be, you know, weld a little piece on, now add a piece to it, and then weld another piece on and add a piece to it, and so on and so forth. I may be able to utilize these in some way, I don't know. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the compressor so that the lines come out there. I will have to make sure that there are two right angle connections there, and that's okay. Sorry, this is not easy to do one-handed. I've got to bring it forward and I'll catch this pulley. So I need to make up a bracket to come up from that steel plate down there to attach the bottom one first, and then also to attach to this top one. And on the front here, I've got to bring up, I'm not sure if I'll come out below that black bracket that you see. And let me see if I'll come out below it and then up, and then one from here up to give it strength. That way I'll get 4 mounting points onto that steel plate. It's not going to be easy to make this, especially as I've got to make sure everything works out squarely, and also I've got to build some strength into it with some supporting brackets, etc. But one does like a challenge, doesn't one? Yes, one does. Well, one's fucking well got a challenge now, hasn't one? The only other thing I'm concerned about is this is where the washer bottle sits. It may not fit anymore. If it doesn't, then it'll go back there. I have plenty of room back there for it. It just means I need to remount it and move the wires. It's not a big deal. The wires are plenty long enough for me to get over there, or maybe I can even mount it down lower, but I don't think so. I think I will probably move the water bottle to there, a washer bottle, and if I need to extend these wires, then again, that's no big deal. I can do that. Gotta do what you gotta do, huh? I definitely will not chop these wires. I will join to them in case somebody wants to revert in the future. Not that I really care, but at least I'll leave them that option. So now let's start figuring out how the hell I'm going to make brackets for this and where the hell they need to be. This is not going to be easy. Measuring. Wow, yeah. Sorry about this. I'm thinking while I'm talking. It's like chewing gum. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is bring a piece up and then decide how to bring it across. Let me explain. What I'm thinking is I'll just need to bring a piece of metal up here and then decide how I'm going to get it to this mounting point. And then once I've got one, then it'll be easier for me to get the others. I definitely think I'm going to come out down here and then up. And I don't know what metal I'm going to use for this. Angle iron's a bit tacky, so I might get some flat iron. I think I have some flat iron, but let me look into that. And then once I've got the flat iron pieces in place, then I'm going to brace them so that they've got some strength in them. Holy cannoli. What a job. Okay. Haven't put out a video for a while, have I? So why don't I push this one out? I know it's you know, it's a cliffhanger, isn't it? Whew. It's a cliffhanger for me as well as for you guys. So what can I say? Well, let's just get on with it and get out of my garage and go do some shit.